Definition of done, or DoD. Through the recent modules, we have mentioned this term done on a number of occasions when following each of the changes as they start their journey as product backlog items, move to being included in the sprint and becoming sprint backlog items, and then finally reaching nirvana as they are completed and become a member of that elite group, the increment. But the question remains, how do we know if they are ready to enter the increment? What does complete or done mean? Scrum describes a term, the definition of done. The term is really a shared view by all on what complete means. The definition of done is specifically defined for each product, so it changes from product to product, organization to organization. To be very simple about it, at the beginning of the journey, the team sits together and asks the question, what do we believe done means? The most fundamental answer would be that the product owner signs it off. And as the team explored deeper, they come up with more and more. A few examples could be, any product or feature must be branded to company colors. Any software must be user acceptance tested. We must notify our legal team of any new product. The new increment from the current sprint must be tested to make sure that it is fully integrated with the current version of the product without any errors. All documentation must be written up before completion. And finally, we have an operations manual updated by our customer services team. You can see how random I have made the above list to help you to understand how infinite the list of potential DoD or definitions of done are. But the bottom line is that your DoD is specific to your product. In the end, it effectively becomes a checklist of items that need to be addressed, adhered to, accounted for, etc. It could also be called your quality statement. The Scrum team will constantly review the definition of done as the team gains more and more experience. The Scrum Master will continue to bring it up at the sprint retrospective and ask the question, is it still fit for purpose based on our empirical knowledge gained over the period since we last reviewed? So what does Scrum say about our definition of done? Firstly, the definition of done is our statement of quality. It is used by the Scrum team to assess when work is complete on the product increment. Everyone in the team must understand and agree what done means to ensure transparency. The next one is an important one. If the definition of done for an increment is part of the conventions, standards, or guidelines of an organization, then all Scrum teams must follow it as a minimum. If not, then the Scrum team must define an appropriate definition of done for that product. When I mentioned that all changes must follow company branding, that would be one of the guidelines that apply here. Multiple teams working on the same product will mean a mutually defined definition of done, and each increment is added to all prior increments and thoroughly tested, ensuring all increments work together. As the team matures, the definition of done will expand to include more stringent criteria for higher quality. Be careful, as new definitions could uncover more work to be done to previous increments, and this will need to be added to the backlog. And finally, our product should have a definition of done that is a standard for all work done to it.